Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. There are a couple of things I wanted us to talk about. So recently, a friend of mine came to visit me over the weekend, and as we were talking, she said, "Hey, I think we should start a podcast," and that she thinks that we need a podcast. And when she said it, I put it out here, asking some of you, what do you think about a podcast? Some people said yes. And I started thinking about the podcast. So this week, I did a lot of digging. I was looking for podcasts with Africans in diaspora, talking about careers. They're talking about real estate. They're talking about opportunities for Black people abroad. And I didn't really see a lot of those podcasts. I didn't see a lot of podcasts where career discussions that are really directed at Black immigrants are, I don't see a lot of those podcasts. So even if I was just slightly thinking about writing a podcast in the past, like this last week, I wanted to hear from you. So if I start a podcast, are you going to listen to it? Will you tune in faithfully? And I want to hear, would you tune in faithfully? If I start a podcast and it's about careers, and it's about sharing some of our wins, our struggles as people, would you tune in? So one of the ideas for the podcast is that a lot of times minorities are going through a lot in their workplace, right? Like there's workplace issues, there's microaggression, there is racism. There are also companies that are just very good. Like people need to know that this company is really good. So myself and my friend said, we would ask you, the audience, to send us your feedback anonymously. So you can tell us about your company. If your company is really good, you can tell us, when you join my company, these are the type of things they do for us. And if your company is horrible, maybe you have a bad manager or something like that, maybe the HR always defend the company regardless, then you tell us, and sorry, we will anonymously share about that on the podcast. Why do I think this will be useful? So recently I started a community, and the community just launched, and I already realized that there are commonalities. That people have very similar stuff, and it would be great for people to know what you're going through. Other people are going through the same, or you're the only one going through that, and this is how to get out of there. So I'm currently really examining the idea of podcasting and just bringing these ideas to the forefront for Black immigrants, for people back home, for Black professionals to really just share on the podcast some of the things they're going through and doing. And I also plan that we will bring people to the podcast to talk about various career paths. What does it take to regularize yourself as a lawyer? What does it take to regularize yourself as a nurse? Or what does it take to climb the ladder as someone? What does it take to start your own company in some areas? So this podcast may happen by God's grace this year. All right, we're here to talk about a few things. So some of you said yes. It's only a few years that we got, right? But it'd be great to hear from you. Would you support the podcast? Would you listen to it faithfully? I feel like a lot of people will learn from it. And I would like to share some of your stories and also give career advice as to, what people are going through. Okay, there are two things I want to do today. I want to take questions from you. If you have any career-related questions that you want me to address, I want to share that. So, as you know, there's been layoff. And because there's been layoff, our inbox was always buzzing with people who haven't even experienced the layoff, but they are thinking, I should be preparing for a layoff. What if my company just decides to be laying people off? So Dr. Addy, can you talk to us a little bit, for some of us who still have jobs right now, who are thinking layoff is happening to other people, it's not because we're perfect or better than them. How do we prepare for layoff? So I said, I will talk to those people. I'll also take questions from people who are going through layoff right now, or who just want to talk about, different things on their career advancement, career issues, career-related discussions. All right. So one of the biggest things that I am seeing people come to talk to me about is pivoting towards the career lattice. So in our career, when we want to get to the next level of our career, it's either we're climbing the ladder, so that is career ladder, or we're going sideways, which is career lattice. So maybe you are a project manager, and your next role will be a senior project manager. So right now, people will come and talk to me and say, hey, they're hiring like HR. So a lot of the companies that laid people off, they laid off a lot of HR folks. So in the last few weeks, we've had a lot of people come to us and say, I'm an HR professional. Google just laid off half of their recruiter staff. Amazon just laid off half of their recruiting staff. Dr. Addy, I'm a recruiter in another company and I'm scared that if my company wants to lay off, I will be the first to go. They will lay off a bunch of recruiters, which I'm one of them. What should I do with my career? So I'm getting those questions of, Dr. Addy, should I be looking for another recruiter job, or can I pivot into something else? So now I'm coming to you to have this conversation because I want to hear from you, right? So if you're thinking about doing anything right now, what are some of the thoughts that are coming to you? The career path you're in right now, do you feel great about that career? Or you feel like you want to pivot to something else? Have you figured out what you want to pivot into? Because most people come to have conversations with me so we can uncover what they should pivot into, if they would pivot into anything. I want to hear from you today. Is your industry experiencing any layoff? If they're experiencing any layoff in your industry, what is the trend? What are the type of people that you see that they are laying off? Is there like a trend that you can constantly just see that they're laying off this type of people and it is just so bad? Now, this is critical because one of the requirements for choosing the right career path when it comes to maybe I want to go up the ladder or pivot that people are not thinking about is number of jobs on the market, which is very, very critical. So these days we have a lot of different career coaches. They want you to become business analysts. You'll be seeing everywhere you look is their email. You see them, they send you email. You look on Instagram, they're advertising. You look on LinkedIn, they're advertising. So every step of the way you're thinking business analysis is what you should do because you are just bombarded by a lot of advertisement by one coach or the other on that front. Now, as someone who wants to pivot out of your career, maybe you, like I said, someone said to me, HR, it's not even one person. Several HR people have come to me and said they're laying people off and the first to go is HR. Doctor, should I be pivoting into business analyst roles? Because it looks like all the Africans want to do business analyst roles. Should I also be looking in that direction? The reason why we're having this discussion is I don't want to just talk. I want to hear from you. What is your next career move? Is your next career move going up the ladder? I want to be promoted to a senior or in my lane. Or is your next career move sliding across the aisle to another career path? If your next career path is sliding across the aisle, have you figured out what that new career path that you want to go to is? If your next career path is climb the ladder up, have you figured out where are you going next in terms of what is next for you in your ladder? I want to hear. There's one question waiting for me. This is no question. All right, guys, you'll have to give me questions. But because this is a conversation that I've come to have with you guys, I'm not here to just talk through stuff. I want to figure out with you, where are you? What's the situation? So that we can talk through, depending on the situation, we can talk through what you should do. One thing to always keep in mind, which I tell people on my program, is that the job you want next. So let's say that I want to be promoted to a senior position on my path. Okay, that's a good one. You want to be promoted. All right. Someone said, hey, Dr. Addy, a little off topic. I'm currently studying MSc medical molecular biology in the UK. I'll be graduating in a few months. I need guidance on how to find related job in the UK. How do I get on a one-on-one coaching with you, Dr. Addy? I'm scared. All right. So you are graduating in a few months, I think you should get on the mentorship program so that we can work together to find out for what you have studied. When you study one thing, there could be multiple career paths that you can get into. So we can find out which of the career paths is more lucrative in the UK and be able to plant you there. You know, one of my mentees who is also graduating in August, actually August, she already got a job in the UK. She got a job. She sent me the offer. Was it yesterday? She sent me the offer yesterday. We negotiated, and she already got a job. And she's still graduating in August. And we already had an offer right now with a very, very good company that will, you know, she'll start in September. So if you're graduating in a few months in the UK, you should get on the program now so we could work together to be able to ensure that by the time you're graduating, there's a job waiting for you. All right. So I'm still here waiting for more questions. Anyone here wondering which direction to go? Why are we having this discussion? First, the best time to look for a job is when you have a job. If you're on here right now and has not touched you, your company is not firing yet, but you're thinking, you know, there is layoff happening. What if it happens to me? The first thing you want to do right now is make sure your resume is top-notch, looking good, everything is perfect. The second thing you want to do is evaluate your career, whether jobs are drying up in the space you are in. So the current role you are in, if that is what you are even trying to get into, are there still jobs? You need to know that. You need to evaluate what is the number of jobs on the market for my current position. Now, nobody wants to leave their job to go and take the exact position in another company. You want to be promoted to something else. If you're going to go up the ladder, you need to be checking, if I go up the ladder, are there even jobs up the ladder? If there are no jobs up the ladder, that should be what prompts you to, I want to go sideways. I want to go sideways into something that I can use my work experience and education for, where I will make good money and there are jobs. Usually, if you do a career path, there is usually opportunity for you in another area if you want to pivot into that other area. One thing, when we are choosing career for people, one thing I really always like you to consider is this. So there is what we call the horizontal career path and then the vertical career path. So somebody that said, I study molecular biology, that is the vertical career path. That person will be able to work in a couple of industries like biotechnology, pharmaceutical, but maybe just a few industries. That's a vertical career path. But someone who studies something like data analysis, that is an horizontal career path. They can work in banking, they can work in medical, they can work in anywhere pretty much. They can work in tech because they are on a vertical scale. Like HR is on a horizontal scale. They can work anywhere. During recession, the safest career path you can have is a career path that cuts across all industry. A career path that is on the horizontal plane. The question to you right now that you're listening to me is your career on the horizontal plane or is on the vertical plane? If your career is on the horizontal plane, usually there are more jobs available on the market for you because multiple industries can use your skill set. Now, you may also, I want to hear from my audience, what type of career do you have right now? Do you have a career that is very niche? You are on the vertical stretch. You can only work in a couple of industries because you are a specialist in something that is niche. Or are you on the horizontal plane where you can work for multiple companies and you'll still be doing fantastically well? Regardless of industry, you're okay. Can you tell me in the comment section so we can kind of know what plane you're on, vertical or horizontal career plane, because that will help the discussion. Now, I also see that a lot of Africans are stepping into the the horizontal career plane where they can work in multiple companies. But when you are on this plane, the danger of this plane is, are you at a good specialized, good range of place, or are you at the lowest of the low end? You are at the lowest of the low end when you are very much a generalist who is not a top person. As a generalist who is doing something, yet you are on this horizontal plane, you can work for different people. But what you're doing, anybody can do it. It's very easy. They're not really paying you well. it may be easy for them to fire you because you are displaceable, you are replaceable. There's much happening, there's not much that you are contributing to. So everybody on here, this is February, right? We have started the year. You have thought, okay, January, thank God though, they fired a lot of people in January, they didn't let me go. One thing is, if recession is going to continue, there will be multiple waves of firing, right? They fired people in November too, right? They fired in November, then they did the firing again in January. There's a very good chance that if the tide don't turn, in the US especially, they would fire people again a few months down the line. So if there is if there's going to be multiple layers of firing like that, you as a person should know that you shouldn't be sleeping without having a very solid resume, a plan to, what is it I want to do next? Am I staying on this career path, or I'm trying to pivot into something else? I think you should be making that plan. This season is a beautiful season because we have the internet to our advantage. I feel like I talked to one of my clients today, and she told me that she's currently writing a book on how to do something, and that she felt like if I can't sell something, if I can't sell something like jewelry, I can't sell a goods, I know this area very well, so I can create a book and sell my knowledge in this area to people. All of us have something that we can give. During this time, even if you can't sell anything, you don't want to create a course. You can start a little investment on the side, or you can start another business that is not going to require you really actively promoting the business. I want you to think, as everything go forward, do I want to actually plant something that can grow on its own? Number 3 is, what does your finance look like right now? Some of us have plans that every 2 years we have to take 2 vacations. The 2 vacations, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This year, if you feel like there is a high chance that there could be some layoff for you, I think it's time to evaluate your financial situation. Talk to a financial advisor, know your options. I think that would help you with the appropriate planning. And this is not a year that you go with the flow. This is a year that you actually have a real budget. I think you should sit down and create a real budget and follow that budget, because it is what it is. We don't know how things are gonna go with this year. So please ensure that you have a budget that you're following month in, month out. Emergency fund. So if you've gone through Dave Ramsey's program, emergency fund will be a must for you. You need to have, for people who have children, I always suggest having a 6 months emergency fund, that if anything happens, we have 6 months of rent, 6 months of what we will eat, 6 months to really be afloat. So if you're not saving much towards your emergency fund right now, I think you should be saving towards your emergency fund. Some people usually pay extra on their mortgage. So instead of, maybe your mortgage is $2,300, you have been paying $2,700 because you want to pay that mortgage faster. I don't think you should do that this year. I think that $400, I think you should put it in emergency fund. Why? Because you're trying to grow that emergency fund so that if anything happens, you have more money in that emergency fund. Your family will stay afloat during recession or layoff period a lot longer. So, because whatever money you have paid towards that mortgage, if they need you to pay another money next month, they're not going to say because you have been paying extra in the past months, they will use that money for that new month's own. No, they won't do that. So please keep those money in your emergency fund this year. Now, if it happens that nothing happened to you, by the end of the year, it's like you've kept it in escrow, right? It's like it's kept in escrow. By the end of the year, those $400 that you added to your emergency fund, then remove 400 times 12. Now, pay that lump sum into your mortgage at that point. But at this point, do not pay anything more than you are supposed to be paying right now. Put all those extra in emergency fund. Make sure your emergency fund is looking very, very tight at this time. This is not a time to gamble on any investments that you don't understand. This is not a time to do MMM or something that somebody said if you do it, it will bring more money. Don't gamble your money away during this period. Please, I want you to do business. But don't gamble your money away on different schemes that so Sogunjogoji. If you put 2 naira, you will make 4 naira. This is not the time to engage in Sogunjogoji schemes. So please keep the money so that if there's any need for it, you know where your money is. You can access that money easily, and no story is going to enter the money. Please make sure that you're keeping your money well. Questions, concerns. I'm looking for questions here. I said I would like to know what career paths people are in. It looks like nobody want to talk to me tonight. Come on, guys. I'm a web developer, but I want to improve my career and become a data scientist. You're a web developer. You want to become a data scientist. Why? What country are you in? Because that will also determine whether you should stick to your software development and not go to data scientists. For example, in the US, software developers are paid very, very well. So why do you want to be a data scientist? But if you're in another country, we can evaluate, whether software scientist will be a better career path for you than being a software developer. But you are already okay. Safe mental talk. You're good. All right. My career is more vertical through MedLab Sci. How do I move to the horizontal? This is fantastic. I see a lot of vertical people. I'm a pharmacist, is vertical, pharmacy background. Oh, there are a lot of medical people here. Medical and pharmacy background, public health experience. I'm currently taking healthcare administration and service management. I'm taking PMP exams shortly. So you that you're taking PMP exams shortly, you've done pharmacy, you've done public health, and you're now trying to take it to project management. I think project management is on that horizontal plane, so you can kind of do it. You can work in different industries. Unlike pharmacy, where you're just stuck to pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. So I think you are making the right choice. If you're thinking long term, depending on the country, public health career is great, depending on the country. For some countries, the pay is low. I can give you an example. Public health career in Canada, for people who are doing things like health promotion and stuff, the pay is not that great. Public health career in the US, it's going to give you your papers and the pay is not bad. So depending on the country you're in, public health career can be a plus. It could be advantageous to you, or it could be not making a lot of money for you. So that will dictate whether you should pivot into something horizontal or not. So the country pretty much helps you in terms of thinking about, should I stay horizontal or vertical? Another person, horizontal maritime industry. So maritime industry, what do you do there? I'm currently a finance operations manager thinking about pivoting into ERP implementation consulting. I'm not sure how to pivot. Oh, that's interesting. ERP implementation consulting is great, but there are different, you may want to think, right? So I think this also has to do with the country you're in, because finance operation could be great in certain industry, in certain country. And because you're in finance, there are multiple areas under finance that are great as well. But ERP implementation consulting is also not bad. It makes very decent money. But I don't know the country you're in. So thank you for sharing that. I studied linguistics, but I'm thinking of going into management, thinking about HR. From linguistics to HR, I think that wouldn't be bad. But with linguistics, there are different opportunities in tech for linguistic. I don't think HR should be where you're going, Mr. Linguistic. You should go towards tech. There's so much good opportunity, and this is one thing I tell. This is why mentorship is critical. You're thinking HR when you should be thinking of tech, Mr. Linguistics. All right. Thank you all for sharing your thought there. Please, thank you all. For people who, today is not study day. I'm seeing some study related questions. Today is not study day. Next tomorrow is going to be study day. But today is career day. That's why we're doing it in the middle of the night, to run away from the study people. So they don't come and ask us study question. Do you have to be a permanent resident in the US to register I'll start a business? That's a good question. So this, my husband is an accountant, so I can help you ask him. But from what I have seen, you can register your business as a non-UK resident, US resident. There are several people who actually own Nigerian businesses, and they register their business in Delaware. Their business is registered in Delaware. There's so many Nigerian companies. Their companies are Delaware registered. They don't have American papers. They're registered in Delaware. So I don't think you need a paper. You need to be permanent residents to register the companies. But there are different registration methods that you can use when registering business in the US. I'm not an accountant. I can ask my husband a bit more, so I can give you more information, but I know that there are several Nigerian companies registered in Delaware. Yeah. All right. Experience in human resources and graphics, thinking of doing BA currently in Canada. The BA people. So as I have said over and over again in my talks, that the push to push people into business analytics is getting to me now. Because everybody that I talk to in Canada, they want to turn to business analysts. Why? Because of the so many advertisements on social media. And they feel that's the best they can do. That is not the best you can do, madam. The first testimonial I shared this year was somebody who crossed from HR, who was making $38 per hour, to we used all of the experience that she had in HR. We use it and carry it to project management. We did skill mapping. We realized some of the stuff she's done, we can claim them in project management. She didn't have to do much. Within 3 months, she went from HR to project management, and her pay went to $80 per hour. So before you carry your bag and be going to be business analyst, you should be talking to a career coach first, so that we can evaluate your credentials for you and see whether, so if you've done something like, HR has multiple divisions, right? There is benefits and compensation, there is people analytics, there is recruiting, there is onboarding. There are different areas of HR. Depending on what your HR core is, that will determine where you should pivot into if you're trying to pivot. Do not just pivot into business analysis because they are bombarding you with ads. You should get on the mentorship program so that we can evaluate, because HR is broad. Based on your area of HR, where can we maximize all of your HR experience to get you into, and they will still be respecting your experience in HR. They will use it as a leverage to pay you well. I hope that helps. Mercy. I'm a graduate of biology. Please, what career path can I venture into and related jobs? Where are you located? Because from one country to the other, where you're located determine what you should venture into, because some career paths are great, but they're not great for certain countries. So knowing your country helps me to know what I should recommend for you in that place. All right. Like I was saying, one thing I want us to all think about as we go through this year is this. If you're in school right now, you're lucky. So recession is going on and you are in school. But you can't just be in school and do like this and say, yeah, I'm still in school. While you're in school, we need to be evaluating your career path and getting you to build the right portfolio, because there is a disconnect between what they are teaching in most schools and what the industry needs for you to get a job. It is very critical for you to know what the industry needs, so that when you are in school, even if the school can't offer you everything, you get the right skills from the school and go and get all of the other things you need from outside. For example, when I was in grad school, when I was doing my PhD, the school said I only have to take 2 courses. I took 8 courses. Why? I did my skill mapping, and I realized that a lot of the tools, technical tools, and the technical skills that the job I'm targeting will need, I can't get it from those 2 courses that the school has me to take. So I went out of my way to add 6 extra courses. 6. Those 6 extra courses gave me the competencies, all of the skill sets that I needed for me to apply for the job I later got. In addition to that, once I learned those skill sets, I applied them to my thesis. So it was easy for me to land a job before I graduated from my PhD. So if you're on here, you're a student, being a student does not give you permission to sleep. If you sleep now, when it's time to graduate, you will not have jobs. Because it is at that point that you will find out that you are missing 15 things that you don't know. They haven't taught you in school. Why? Your professor that is paying your stipend, your professor is not working in corporate. So they are not grooming you to get a job. They are grooming you to do research. What that means is that you are not prepared for the labor market. You have to be the one who will get yourself together that as I am doing this research, I also have to prepare for the labor market. So let me get help from a career coach so I can on the side, as I fulfill the requirement for my master's, for my PhD, I can be learning the other things I need so that when it's time to get a job, I'm not at a disadvantage because I have only learned all the skills for research and I'm not a good fit for the industry. I hope that helps. For people who have jobs right now, just know one thing. I talked to some, if this is the only thing I want to give you today, I'll give you, this is a career coach 101, this particular one. You are on this job right now. You know what you want to do next. My advice for you right now is you have to start to get the skills for what you want to do next. You have to start to evangelize yourself as being almost ready for your next job. If you don't plan for your next job, you can never get your next job. If you're sitting down today here and you think your next job is I want to be promoted, you will not get promoted except they see the traits of that new role inside you. Except they see that you can do that next job, they won't give it to you. Most Africans, we get good at our current job. We don't get good at our next job. Because we don't get good at our next job, when we now apply for that next job, we won't get it. We will now claim that I've been working for this company for 7 years. Now I saw this new role. I applied for it. I said I'm not good enough. It's racism. It's not racism. You weren't preparing for your next role. You didn't market yourself as being ready for that next role, so you will never be given that next role. If you're on here, you want to stay with that company, you want to be promoted, I want you to first of all evaluate what is required for that next role and get it right now. Get it right now and get to prepare yourself for that next role. If you prepare yourself well for that next role in such a way that you already have what they're looking for, you not only have, I'm not going to give more than that. You want the rest of the team, you come to the mentorship program. Africans, some of Africans actually get those skills. They would go and get the MBA. They would go and get the certifications, but they're still not prepared for that next role. They would go and get the skills, but they're still not prepared for that next role. They will still bypass you and give it to someone who isn't good enough. Why? Because what got you on this role is not what will get you your next role. What got you this role is certifications, is the education, is the skills. That's not what will get you your next role. We need to be clear on that tonight. That as you think about yourself, as you think about, I will be due for my next role in 18 months, in 12 months. You think going back to school is going to cut it? You think getting certification is going to cut it? It's not going to cut it. The mistake most Africans make is thinking that getting another education, getting another certification is what they need for that next role. It is not. Except if your next role is I'm pivoting into a new career. When you're pivoting into a new career, definitely you have to get those skills, you have to get those tools. If you're staying on that job and looking for promotion, what will get you promotion is not that new education you're getting. Get a career coach, get some support, get some help so that there can be the appropriate preparation for the next role. I talk to at least 8 to 9 clients every day. And when I talk to 8 to 9 clients every day, it is obvious to me what mistakes a lot of us are making that is making it very difficult for Black people to progress in our career. The first mistake, I wrote about it a few days ago, was fear of missing out. Because of fear of missing out, people keep collecting certificates, education, and things they don't need. The second one is lack of preparation. We're not preparing adequately because we think what got us our last role will get us the next role. We thought, oh, I got this last role because I got certification. I went back to school. I learned these 5 skills. Then we think, oh, for my next role, I need to get another certification. I need to get another skill set. That's not what you need for your next role. I hope tonight you're thinking about the situation. I hope tonight you're asking yourself, where is my career going? I hope tonight you're asking, am I on the vertical or horizontal lane? If I'm on the vertical lane, this time you have to be evaluating, is my industry going to be affected by layoff, by recession? If you're on the vertical lane, and your industry is going to be affected by recession, you need to be talking to a career coach. If you're on the horizontal lane and you're at the bottom of the horizontal lane, you are disposable, you are dispensable, you are fireable. You need to be thinking about, what do I do to make sure I get out from the bottom to a better place? Don't get another certification. Please don't do that. Get help first. My people, all the time when I come here, my aim is that I will leave you with something. So tonight I'm leaving you with, what got you your last job is not going to get you the next job. Evaluate career path. Is it horizontal or vertical? Check your industry. Is my industry firing or laying people off? You have to be looking for a job before you need one. The best time to get a job is when you don't need one. If you try to get a job when you don't need one, you are comfortable bargaining, negotiating, asking for everything you want because you actually have nothing to lose. If you wait until you're laid off, it's going to be harder. Nelson, please help us find Canadian wife. Nelson, send me your profile. Where you did? I get wife for Canada, but you have to be living in Canada and be making 6-figure salaries. I have some badass girls. See, all my girls are buying houses, man. Nelson, oh yeah, send me your profile. I will look at. If you are potential, I'm gonna send you profiles. We're gonna hook you up. Let me tell you. Somebody's laugh. It's true. Why? People on my program, they're getting jobs. When you get job, I'll start to talk to you. U.S. husband. U.S. husband day. U.S. husband day. U.S. husband that is making like $500K day. You think you have a good job? You're looking for husband? You are in your 30s? You are in the U.S.? Hit me up. I'll give you husband. I'm serious. I'm a career coach. I change people's lives. I work with my clients. They get jobs. They buy houses. I watch their life go. Psh. Now we're looking for wife. We're looking for husband. They're not all laying like, Doctor, how far now? You see this community where we start. They say, come and join community. You didn't join. Come and see the caliber of people in full community. That community, we go do it, you know. This community, the community started yesterday. I called a meeting last weekend. I asked people to introduce themselves on the community. Fear they catch me. You're in your 40s. I'm looking for husband. You're in your 40s. So, well, I have a husband right now. He's 44. He's in the U.S. He's doing very well. Very good looking. He's never been married. So, madam, you're in your 40s. Send your profile. Offer. International husband, flying boat. No, we're not doing international. Doctor, all right. Somebody said, Doctor, trumpet don't sound, the rapture don't happen. We are the only one remaining. Yeah, all your life for there. Hallelujah. We go get it. But look, Daya, let me tell you, if trumpet sound, I know that I'm making heaven. I know that my good works will speak for me. So if rapture has happened, I don't disappear. Because all the good stuff I don't do for this life, there is no way I'm not making heaven. I have to make heaven now. Look at how many people have turned to millionaires. I'm going to post another of my boys yesterday, 26-year-old. His salary went from 50,000 to 200,000. He has bought his first house in Texas. He said, boom, daughter, that's the house. 26. This is Black History Month. My people are winning. Today, job offer don't show. And one person in Canada. Yesterday, job offer showed in the UK. Today, another person, interview, UK. Doctor, I have interview. I say, yeah, Saturday morning, help me put the guy there. People are getting jobs. People, they say they're firing people, yes. But my people are killing it. Jobs. We will be posting some of them. You know, we are negotiating. Somebody sent the offer today and said, okay, this is the offer, doctor. It's not good enough for, we need 20K salary increase. I said, oh yeah, this is the Rebuta. Yeah, I said, give sample of Rebuta. Oh yeah, send me, oh yeah, put this. After this live, I'll go edit it for him. I did interview prep for that guy on Monday. We're asking for the money. We're asking for the money. In this middle of recessions, one job don't drop yesterday. Another job don't drop today. Interview day Saturday. I'm telling you, UK, Canada is still delivering. US is still delivering. You just can't see it. That's the thing. You just can't see it and say, how many receipts you want me to give you? Receipts, they drop. Front, left, and center. As people are getting fired, we're getting them jobs. As people are entering Canada, entering UK, entering America, we're getting them jobs. Look, the person that I posted today that she bought house, this is her second year house. She's single. She's very gentle. She did Canada. Nelson, come and put your profile down. Let me evaluate. Maybe I'll give you this. My boss girl that just we took a salary from 92,000 to 170K. 2 house don't show, mom. You just bought 2 house. I don't coach you to just make money. I'll coach you to build generational wealth. Like I was saying, community. This community that we just started. I said people should introduce themselves. When I look at the profile, I said, all those single girls and single boys that refuse to join community, we will be doing wedding. They will be seeing wedding, house. We are opening house, so we are, you guys know me, the house I buy. We are opening house. We are buying businesses. People are publishing books. In that community, we go down. We go run them. Why? The caliber of people that are in the community, they are pushing me. These are people that even motivate me to be greater myself. So, Nelson, are you living in Canada? Where are you located? Evaluate the guys very well. You guys didn't know I used to be a matchmaker. How do I join the community? Please write to me. When I'm done here, I'll send you how to join the community. Somebody asked me today, Dr. Addy, when is the second cohort of the community? I don't know. We may not open the second cohort. Why? Because this first cohort, I don't know how we're going to run it, right? So this first month, we're doing career. The following month, yes, I'm in Saskatchewan. All right. This first month, we're doing career. Second month, we're doing business. So if people now join, after we have moved on from career, they now come and say, come and rerun career. I don't know how we're going to go back to that month. So I'm not sure if we're going to have a second cohort, except my team figure out. So we're trying to hire a product manager for the community. So the product manager will help us arrange them. For now, These people that are in the community, we are focused on run us our money, run us our business, run us our promotion, run us everything. I'm scared about the community a little bit. Why? People have access to me. I'm right there. Normally, for mentorship, you don't have access to me. Nobody has access to me. Now they have access to me. It's crazy. I'm scared, but I feel like this is me wanting to give everything. I'm going to give everything in that community. I will. Now, some people don't need to come to the community. We need to fix your career. Like I was saying, this week, today, yesterday, job offers dropping. The UK, Canada, you dropping in the middle of layoffs because some people haven't even been fired, but they felt like, what if it gets to me? So they came on the program. Dr. Addy, let's run it. And in 1 month, in 1.5 months, we're running it. I think this is not a year where you say, I'm loyal to any employer. I read a story on LinkedIn a few days ago. Husband and wives both got fired from Google the same day. Same day. They both work for Google. They both got fired. Same day. So I read the story. I was like, what? This is loyalty at its prime. Both husbands and wives work for the same company. Do not set your family up like that. If you're that person that you and your wife work for the same company, you gotta be careful. Somebody needs to get out. Somebody needs to get out. You can't do that to your family. Because if that company mistakenly have a problem and they are laying people off, what if they lay off you and your husband? Who's gonna pay your mortgage? What's gonna happen to you? Let us know that every issue that happens in this world should make you richer. Let me tell you what happened during COVID-19. When COVID-19 happened, people were panicking, right? People were panicking that, oh my God, COVID-19, we're not gonna go out, everybody's gonna die. Then George Floyd situation happened. Immediately COVID-19 happened, it was a job that took me to Indiana. COVID-19 happened, they said stay home. I never thought we could stay home on that job. They said stay home. Now I know that I know we can work remotely, then I started putting my resume together that maybe I can look for remote opportunities then. Why? I didn't like Columbus, Indiana. The place was too wide for me. So I couldn't get out because I had a job. Immediately COVID-19 happened, my mind was, oh, so you can work remotely. While everybody was busy mourning and saying, we're home, we can't go out, I was busy making my resume. Once I had my resume fixed, a few days later, issue happened with George Floyd. Black Lives Matter was trending. Every company needs to answer to the world that they have someone that is black within their company. They have an executive that is black. My resume was ready. It was ready not because of George Floyd's situation, but because of COVID-19 situation. I was trying to move out of Indiana. That George Floyd's situation opened the door for me to get a job as a director, a job that gave me 65 to 70% increase in my salary. If COVID-19 didn't happen, if George Floyd's situation didn't happen, I probably would still be at my last job in Columbus, Indiana. Every time there's a problem, maybe it is recession, maybe it is a chaos, maybe it's a pandemic, that should push you to your next level. That should never be something that, as the world panic, you're panicking. Why? A smart investor buys when everybody is selling. When everybody is selling, everybody's panicking, they're selling. Now, price is going to fall. That's when a smart investor buys. A smart careerist looks for job when they're firing people. You don't wait until you get fired. You see it as an opportunity to change job to a better job. It's an opportunity for you to get a new role, a better role. That is my own strategy. So I'm asking you today, are you a smart professional? Or the same way you guys were complaining about COVID-19, during the pandemic, I made my first $1 million while some people were complaining. If all you did during the pandemic was complain, I should be slapping you right now. If all you're going to do right now is also to complain and say, oh, they're firing people, there are always opportunities when there is fear. There are opportunities on the market right now. And that is why my people are picking up the jobs. This could be your opportunity to get a job that will increase your salary, to get you out of the company that you even didn't like. Because everybody needs to be polishing the resume right now. Everybody needs to be understanding, how do I get eating jobs? How do I position myself so that even if I don't want to leave this company, if they're firing people, it should not be me. How do I position myself? Yes, tomorrow we're gonna announce the boot camp. Some of you have said, Doctor, I don't have money for $1,000. So we're gonna bring the 2-day boot camp, Career Revival. We're bringing it back. A 2-day boot camp will teach you everything you need to do to get a job, everything you need to do what will help you keep your job. You need both options right now. We're gonna launch that boot camp. It's gonna be announced tomorrow. But some of you, because you don't know what career do you want to get into, you need the career coaching where you sit down with me, we figure it out. I'm sharing this tonight because every time there is fear, like pandemic or something, some people are cashing out. Some people are changing jobs. Some people are making millions. What are you making? Pancake. Is that what you're making? Dr. Addy, can I start a career path development before relocation process? You should start before relocation. Why? I had worked with clients in the past who, before they left Nigeria, they've gotten jobs in Canada. They had collected, they know, oh, my PR is going to be out. I already, oh, my doctor, they've picked me. I've gotten my ITA, I've applied. So I'm waiting for my COPR, and they come to register for the mentorship program. By the time that COPR comes, they try to get to Canada. By the time they get into Canada, we already got jobs waiting for them in Canada. So before you relocate, you should already start your career path development and everything. You don't want to get to Canada before you realize that you need to take a course that takes 6 months. Now, the next 6 months, you're spending money and you're not making money. Because it's at that time that we have found out that you need a lot of career change, career advancement, optimization. The one-on-one session, yes, it's always virtual. It's virtual. Everything is virtual. Yeah, we're running virtually, but it gets to you. Virtually is the only way to get me. I work with clients around the world. I have people from China, from Canada, from the US, from Nigeria, from the UK, from Uganda, from Ghana, from different places. From anywhere, name it. UAE, Oman, everywhere. So the only way I could be meeting with everybody is virtually, but the program still works the same and work wonders. Deliver the jobs, deliver the promotions, and well, I'm happy to see young Africans buying houses, flourishing, and doing great. You don't have a choice to not do anything. I don't want to be, I'm looking for community. Now you have a community of like-minded people. I want career coaching to help me decide what I need to do. There is one-on-one. This career coaching program is for $500 right now. Before the end of February, it's going to increase to $1,000. We have revamped the program and it can no longer be $500. So if you're on here, you are thinking, should I get the career coaching or not? By the time you finish doing like this, price has changed to $1,000. We've also said, let's bring back our boot camp. Let's bring it back so that people who want the boot camp or who can't afford the career coaching can afford the boot camp and still get the help they need. Now tell me, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? What excuse do you have to not progress this year? Do you want to stay here and watch young people buying houses, young parents making it, increasing their salaries? Do you still want to look and say congratulations or beef them? You beef Dr. Addy that you don't know. You are beefing all the testimonials that they are sharing. You are busy researching. Some of you, when I post testimonial, you are busy researching who is that person. I remember that I posted somebody's job offer. People went to start to look for her in that company. They want to go and look for her. Instead of trying to get your own testimonial, you are busy researching somebody who has gotten a job. This year, make it your own year. Your own turn to get career advancement, your own turn to become a leader, your own turn for people to start to respect your voice, your own turn to buy your own house, your own turn to have a community that understands you and will help you win, your own turn to not be alone, your own turn to change from being a hater to being happy, your own turn to forgetting the fact that there are enemies, because your life will blossom. This year, let us work together to change your mentality, to change your level, to change what you're doing, to move you to the next level. We're in Black History Month. Black History Month, where we are supposed to be celebrating, elevating, seeing things. They sell promote black business. What are you selling? You have nothing to sell, so nobody's going to promote you. They said promote black people. You are not ready for that promotion. You have not positioned yourself to be promoted. They said help black people. You are not making yourself available to be helped. You still need some brushing up, some polishing for someone to help you. You keep praying, you are not working. Prayer without work is death. Prayer without work is death. Some of you, you're hearing recession. I cast it with the blood of Jesus. They're firing people. I cast it. Do you think the people they're firing, you're better than them? You think that company they love you, they won't lay you off? The day they would give you your layoff letter, they will tell you it's a business decision. You are a company of one. You are responsible for your career advancement. You are responsible for you. You work for that company for your career advancement. You are not working there for just because they like you. You're working there to get the expertise, the skill sets, the experience to advance your career. It is your job to sit in the driver's seat of your career. Plan your career. Have a career statement. Have a career development plan. Have a visibility plan. Have a professional professional branding plan. It is your job to do that. It is your job to say every year, I'm going to evaluate my career to see what should I do next. Am I doing right? Am I making the right money? What are my mates making? If I was white, will I be making this money? What will Brandon do? Brandon is that white, tall guy in your office who is being paid ×2 of what they're paying you because of what? Because he knows branding. He knows marketing. You think it's because he's white? No, he knows how to sell himself. He has a good resume. He knows how to quit a job and find another one. Are you going to become Brandon? Now you blame everything on racism because you refuse to change your mindset. You refuse to put your money where your mouth is. You refuse to do right by you. If you don't want to do right by you, can you do right by your children this year? You don't want to hear this. I know. Do right by your children by fixing your career. Do right by them. They need to see you do well. Be the role model they deserve. If you are still mediocre in your career, you're still making 55,000, you're still making 60,000, you're still making 48,000, and you think prayer is going to solve this, it's not going to solve it. You still don't know what you want to do, but you're fine with that. Why? Why should you not know what you want to do? Why should you sit down and not know what you want to do and you don't want to talk to anybody? Why should you be doing a job? Oh, I work at RBC, I'm making 40,000. Why should that be you? In the same country where young people are making 200K, 150, 300, 400, you are still making 45,000. You have 2 kids. What is wrong with you? Or you have been on that same job making 75,000. You feel like you're okay. Your potential is ×2 of that. Some people come to my program, they're making 45,000. I tell them, even if you don't get anything from this program, I know I can easily get you double of what you are making. They're easy. It's easy to help them. Their pay is too low. Unbelievable. How can you work for the whole year and all they're paying you is 45,000? By the time they remove tax, it will look cool. How are you able to feed your family? This year, let mediocrity fall from your head. You can be better. You can, even if you think you're killing it, you can do better. You can be better. Get some help. You know, I see people, all they pay me is $500, double salary, buying 2 houses. You're like, wow. I have everybody. I own a business. Recently, I've had some very dope conversations with startup founders, with business owners. I had a conversation 2 days ago with a COO of a oil and gas company. COO. I'm like, this guy is almost 60. He said, Dr. Addy, I'm a follower. I said, no matter how big I think I have, Dr. Addy knows our stuff. Oh. Let me sit down with this, my lady, and let us discuss. What can I do? Yes, I'm a COO. He runs a oil and gas company in Nigeria. He registered. I said, Dr. Addy, I want to brainstorm. Who do you think you are? Are you that man? If you are not a COO and you don't still think you should go and think about what is next for you, and talk to someone and say, let me get some motivation to go forward. Why? Guys, it's been wonderful being here. Let's remember that in this Black History Month, you should ask yourself, am I Black history? Or am I Black future? Is my child proud of me? Or if I don't have a child yet, will my child look at people my age who are white, who have the same things that I have? Will my child look at me and them and say, Daddy, I'm proud of you? And say, Mommy, I'm proud of you? If they put a white guy with a master's degree and 7 years of experience beside me, will my son say, Daddy, you're killing it? Or I have accepted mediocrity, telling myself it's because I'm Black, it's because I'm immigrant, that this white guy is 10 times better than me, making ×3 of my money. Your manager at your workplace does not have half of your credentials, and you're fine with that. There's something wrong with you, definitely. Your manager that you report to doesn't have a bachelor's. You have a master's. They don't have your amount of work experience. They have lower amounts of work experience than you. And you are accepting to keep making small money, and you are telling yourself it's because you are new to the US. It's not because you're new to the US. It's because you refuse to get help so that you can get ahead. When I moved to the US, I moved with a Canadian degree, Canadian everything. The company that I entered, within 3 months, they were publishing me, Fortune 500 company. I was in the city's newspaper. In less than 18 months, the things I did, my project went from 1 million to 100 million. The president came to me. Everybody, you have to come to my lab. Why would you not come to my lab? You have permission tonight to flourish. Get your permission if that is what you need from me, so that you can stop saying it's because you're an immigrant that you have not moved forward. It's because you're an immigrant. Look, the companies that I have worked at, white people don't beat me. I beat white people. So if you sit down there with my accent, with my Nigerian degrees, with my smallness, with my small age, when I enter the place, when I start to do my work, you as a white person, you go and collect degree. Fear will catch you. I'll collect my money, I'll collect my respect, I'll collect my awards. Then you are sitting there and telling yourself it's because you are Nigerian that if they put you and that white guy together, that you can't beat them. You can't even measure up to them. Why? Because you refuse to get a career coach. Nigerians, you will never hire a career coach. You will not go up. That's it. Oh, no. What does she know? Plenty. You think, oh, if I go and do that business analysis course, I go and do that. That is not what you need right now. First of all, you need to get with the career. We need to evaluate what you need to do before you go and collect one more certification that is useless. That's not going to give you promotion. That's not going to earn you respect. You are going to be speaking in a meeting. People will be speaking on top of you like you don't exist. And you don't think you need help to be able to communicate better, to be able to earn respect? Let me tell you, I am tired of seeing black people living mediocre lives, that job that I was saying. The Nigerians, they went to Harvard, Stanford, all of that. They're all engineers. That job, they hired me as a senior engineer. I now realized they gave me engineer title because Africans were fine with engineer title. After I was there for 8 months, and I realized all of my people did down like this. I went back. I said, yeah, I don't want to be an engineer anymore. No, I'm not an engineer. All the work I do is that of a technical advisor. First, I want my title. Now, I want 50% increase in salary. Now, they're like, Addy, I said I will leave. They gave me technical advisor. They promoted me 4 levels up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The level that I needed 20 years of experience to do. They said that's the job she does. She said if we don't give it to her, she's going to go. She has done that. I work, you notice my work. You have to notice my work. I don't work, I say put my head down. For what? It's my work. I'll be in front of my work, behind my work, leading my work. As we think about this year, I want you to think, is my son going to be proud of me when I have my son? If my son looks at me and another person who is white, who has the same qualifications as me, will my son look at me and say, I fight daddy? If you cannot say yes to that right now, you need to go get help. You are not where you should be. If you cannot say yes to that, you are not where you should be. You should every day wake up and say, optimization, career optimization. How do I get better? Because I am not where my mates are is better than this. Be your own competition. And it is not by I want another certification. I don't want another degree. I don't want I want you to first of all go talk to someone. Let's figure out how we make you maximize your potential. Every day when I see this rat race of black people getting more certifications, getting more bootcamp, bootcamp is I'm learning analytics. I'm learning what are you doing that you are learning analytics? How is that your concern? Where you are right now should be teaching you office politics so that you can get promoted. What is your own problem with analytics? There are some of you that you have gotten a lot of certifications that your manager don't even know you have. Why? Because you don't need them. They're not useful for your career. You just got them, you're piling them up. Again, if your son cannot look at you and your white counterpart, Brandon, and say, Daddy, I'm proud of you, we need to fix it. In this new year, let's just know that if I come on here, it's Bass Blues. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for always coming on here. As the year goes on, we pray that the year becomes easier. But the question is, what if it doesn't? Are you gonna, I was talking about how many job offers I've had to participate in this week alone, despite the layoff. Why? Because as they are laying people off, some people are saying, I'm getting to put my resume together. I'm getting, Dr. Addy, oh yeah, let's be looking for another job because what if my company starts to lay off? They are using layoff as an excuse to get another job that is now paying them more money. Use this layoff as your excuse to polish your career, to get help, to get ahead. Use it as an opportunity to understand where you want to go next. Yeah. Pick one. What is it going to be? Community is available. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a long ride. If you are on the journey of, I want a bit of career, I want a bit of business coaching, I want a bit of real estate coaching, I want to buy stocks this year, I want to publish my book, if you're on that journey of I want everything, join the community. My career just needs to take shape. I don't even understand it too much. I need to be promoted. I need to understand it first. I need Dr. Addy, I need to wrestle and find out where I need to go. Get on mentorship program. For me, I just feel like I need a job right now. I need a job. I already know what I should be doing. I just need Dr. Addy to help me, tell me what magic she can work. Or I need to understand some things like office politics and all of that. I just need a bit of things that can help me. The boot camp, once we announce it tomorrow, go and line yourself up there. The 2 days, we call it career revival. Because by the time I finish the boot camp, it is revival. Your life will not remain the same. Pick one. Don't be an onlooker on the streets where people are winning. Don't be an onlooker. I want to count your testimony too. I want to count houses for you. You know, we could say some of my mentees now have 3 houses. Some of them now have 2 houses. Young girls, young boys. I just told you, 26-year-old just bought his first house. His salary went from 50,000 to 200. So he could buy his first house. Now he's thinking second house. He just closed first house. So he said, Dr. Addy, we have to be like you. 26. How much is the book? All the book camps are $150. $150. The book camp is $150. Tomorrow morning, when the team wake up, they'll announce it. So, and this mentorship, this boot camp, don't they? Is it gonna work for me? I'm in the UK. It works. I just told you, one interview prep for a UK person. I'm doing on tomorrow. Another person just got offer is from the UK. You all know, America, they serve job offers. Canada, or job offers. Nigeria, job offers. So anywhere you are, your career can get is facelift. Give yourself a gift of some help this year and watch what the Lord can do for you. International students in Canada, you better be on there. You better be looking at how do I maximize my what I'm going to school for. Get on the career coaching because you need to be able to maximize what you're going to school for. If you finish that program, you don't have help, getting a job is going to be a bottleneck. Thank you, everybody, for tonight. Please, Ma, can you go through the different boot camps again? It's 3 things. There is career coaching, $500 going on $1,000 by the middle or end of February. This team is working on the package. Boot camp is $150. Community has 2 packages. The first package is 1 year subscription. I think it's $439. 6-month package is $250. I don't remember. It's 200 and something. That community is so. I need my miracle like this. Boot camp, career coaching. I have things that I need to get done this year, step by step. Community. It's well with everybody. Thank you all for your time. You want more information? I don't have the bootcamp information yet. It will go live tomorrow. I have information about career coaching. I have information about community. You have questions for me, you can meet me in the DM. I'll be in the DM for 30 minutes. So bring your questions, bring your concerns. You don't know which one to get. You're thinking, should I get community? Should I get bootcamp? Should I get career coaching? Come and write to me. So when you write to me, you tell me the situation you're in. I'll let you know what is the best product that will help you with what you want to do this year. Yeah, I'll be there for 30 minutes. So as I go into the DM, feel free to stop by the DM. Even if it's husband that you're looking for, I've told you, husband and wife, big community. Go and register in the community. Like-minded, smart people. Smart people. When the people in the community introduce themselves, it made me feel like the people who are on my page are actually ballers. On here, there are smart people. Like there are people, good people, right? The caliber of people in the community dictates who follows me on social media, which I'm very, very grateful for. All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. This is goodbye. I'll be back on on Saturday to, do another session with you guys. All right. Mo Salis, you're not looking for a husband. Go to school. Go and finish that med school. Go to school. No husband for you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.